This wasn't on, and now we're recording. We weren't recording that to begin with. So, it's such a shame no one will know how much of a poor taster I am. That you guys
we can say it.
Awful things about me, and it wasn't even recording.
Sometimes I'll cook and I'll completely screw up what I'm making, and Deborah just eats it like a dog. I'll be like, well, I burnt that, and Deborah's like, I'll eat it, and she doesn't even know the difference. I made a London broil tonight that was so overcooked, and she just ate it up.
She said it was good.
Of course she did. She's a good audience, but also she doesn't have the standards that
Right? Is it because you grew up in an Italian household and you had like all the?
I think so. Yeah, my father's very particular about what he eats. He's very picky. We'll go to restaurants, and my dad will be very critical.
Mine too.
Are you Italian?
No, I'm Greek.
You're Greek.
But
okay.
we have like my parents have like a garden, so they use like, fresh herbs, and my dad is super critical too.
Yeah, because Greek. I mean, it seems like Greek culture is very centered around food.
Yeah, like Italian.
Yeah.
Well, like they say.
I
what
didn't
cultures
grow
are
up
not
around food? Me.
No, you didn't.
Me. So,
all right. Well, don't make us feel bad because we had parents who loved us.
But my people loved me. But the thing is that, so your family showed their love by spending their time in the kitchen and making a meal prepared for your family.
My grandma did, and my mom is an okay cook, but my sister's probably the best cook in our family.
Oh.
I mean, aside from me.
Oh, okay. So I
but
thought
me
that
and Andrea, but I would say me and Andrea
neck.
are the best cooks. Yeah, and she has dishes she does better, and so do I.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
But so what I was saying though is that so my family, they just spent time with me. So that's why.
No, mine did not.
Exactly. So
mine
that's
was like, here's some snacks. Stop your crying.
Yeah. And mine spent time with me, and they're like, "Oh, you hungry? Well, here's some can of string
fun
beans.
dip. Yeah.
Like, you're hungry? There you go. What do you want? A chocolate milk? Here you go. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we would just be out in the park all day, and, an uncle would be pretending to be a monster that captured all of us, and then they'd remember we all have to eat.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So we all ate, and we were like, this is the best meal, but mostly it was because it was a really fun day.
Mine's, similar but opposite to that. Like, my family was a monster if you didn't eat.
Yeah. And yours, what was it like?
I guess they spent time with me. I don't know. I guess I feel like my relationship was like my mom would cook and my dad would criticize it. My dad would complain.
By the way, how
and then
old
my mom,
are you?
I'm almost 31.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You thought I was older?
Yeah, because you have a presence that you seem older.
He's very mature.
Yeah, I am.
Your accent,
I
Deborah,
guess
is like, whoa,
I'm
right
kidding,
now.
though. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, my chest hair is gray, as you can see.
It's not
because
protruding.
I don't have a shirt on.
No, see, you just.
No, guys, I'm doing this episode shirtless. Just so you know, Deb and Maria insisted that I take off my shirt.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's a requirement. It's it's going to be really warm in there, so
Welcome.
You might want to.
The S in SLP Wine and Cheese stands for Shirtless Language Pathology.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, no tops.
Yeah.
Anyway. So where are you from?
So you guys went. Oh,
what?
Who's interviewing you? I'm interviewing you.
I don't know.
Well,
where am I from? I'm from Jersey.
Oh yeah.
I'm the oldest of 4 kids. We're all 2 years apart.
Okay.
Oh, really? Exactly?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 90. Okay. So we're born in 87, 89, 92.
Oh,
no, 87, 89, 90, and 92. So
okay.
I guess my brothers are close in age. They're
Okay.
about a year and a half apart.
Mm-hmm.
But me and my other brother are 16 months apart, so not quite 2 years.
Okay.
Or 18 months apart. Who cares?
Yeah, not important. But I'm glad you took us on that journey.
Yeah.
So you're the oldest out of the 4, right?
Yes.
I know all about Mike because we didn't even introduce him.
I was.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, we've just been talking this whole time. Anyway, so this is Mike Recine, my roommate and boyfriend, and my
roommate. You went with roommate first?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just say my live-in boyfriend.
We are roommates,
we're
though.
We're roommates still, though, because I don't.
Deborah puts a sock on the door sometimes if she doesn't want me coming in. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Mike and I are getting engaged this year.
Get out! That's exciting. Oh,
yeah,
Mike
thank
is
you.
Avoiding eye contact.
We sure are.
I know.
And he's fidgeting with a bicycle, by the way.
Yeah, avoiding.
Yes, avoiding.
No,
anyway.
But,
so,
so he's my boyfriend, and he is a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, for now.
No, forever. You don't really have any other option.
That's true.
So that's what he is. And, so that's...
I was kind of like the Frankie Wrinkles of my family. I was the first baby that my parents had together, and I think I got a lot of attention. And then by the time the other ones came along, they were like, and they were like, oh, yeah, we still got this one. Like, imagine, like, us having a cuter dog together than him. You know?
Aww.
We would neglect him.
Cute.
We'd be like, see you later. Yeah, I'm over you.
I don't know. Everyone, I feel like maybe behaviorally Oliver is harder to engage with.
Yeah.
But we still care for him just as well if he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Both seem like you care about both of the dogs, so.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
so you're the oldest.
Mike's the oldest out of 4 kids. And so tell us about your next brother. You can name him. You don't have to name him.
His name is Steve.
Yeah.
He copies me. He always bites my style. Everything I do, he has to do.
Take that as a compliment.
I'm a positive influence on his life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got him into show business. Sorry, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Is he a performer as well?
yeah, he's a big movie guy. He likes to write. He wants to be a screenwriter.
Uh-huh.
He likes Broadway play. He works for like a Broadway marketing company, and still, wants to be a writer.
Yeah, family of entertainers. You should see his grandfather. He's so fun.
Yeah.
To be around. So then we've got Mike and then Steve. So Mike's the oldest, and then we have Alex is next.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Alex.
Alex is about 6 feet tall. His favorite food is Doritos. And his middle name is Glenn.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It is? What's Alex's birthday?
October 6th.
October 6th.
1990. And if you ask him, he goes, October 6th, 1990. Because he is autistic. He is
What else do you like to get him to say? Well, he is verbal because he can repeat up to, what did you just say?
He can say a few words.
Like 4
words.
Up to 4 words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't call it nonverbal, but just minimally verbal.
He's minimally verbal,
He just doesn't spontaneously produce speech. But like if Mike elicits it from him, like if Mike gives him an initial phonemic cue, then Alex will say exactly what Mike wants him to.
So Michael, when you give an initial phonemic cue, how is your success with him?
It's pretty good. Okay. I mean, like, sometimes he is a little lazy.
If he was going to get that. Oh, I hate that word. Don't say lazy. Say undermotivated. Say not as so interested.
Sometimes he's a real worthless loafer.
Okay, it's your words, not ours.
No, but so when I was younger, I taught him to say, like, when I would say goodnight, I would say goodnight, my brother. And then now, like, and have you say goodnight. If you go goodnight, who? He goes, goodnight, my brother.
Oh, so, he learned it. That's
like
cute.
He'll even like say it to my dad, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. What made you want to teach him that?
I don't know.
My brother. That's very sweet. And then also, so did you guys play sports at all when you were little?
I did a little bit, but I wasn't good at it. I'm flat-footed. And then Alex played baseball, and I volunteered with his baseball league.
Oh, that's nice.
What was that like?
It was fun. I would ask to play right field where none of the balls came because I was like lazy. I'm like, yeah, we'll take right field.
So you're the lazy one, really?
Yeah, probably. Yes.
Okay.
I got your back, Alex. I got your back.
Yeah.
Mike's just undermotivated to catch that ball.
Exactly.
There was a girl named Tara who like worked for the team as well, and I would just I was like, yeah, this is my brother.
Yeah,
I love him.
Yeah, you're just trying to impress the girl.
Yeah.
Mike is like every
he's a challenge.
character in like the 80s and 90s young kid movies.
Like the jock one?
No, not the jock one. The horny
like,
one.
Yeah, that one. The one he's like
I don't know if you
hitting
can
on the
say
teenage
that.
girl. Yeah, you can say horny. Everyone,
right.
It's not their first rodeo.
Right.
Okay.
Very motivated.
Mike was very motivated by girls at a young age.
Yeah.
So
I was what they call sexually motivated. That was in my file at school. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
So what else? What else did you teach your brother?
He
On the baseball field.
Oh yeah, on the baseball field.
Well, he would never. He played baseball for maybe like 15. I don't know, at least 10 years. He played for a long time for the same team, and he would never swing the bat. He was like afraid to like hit the ball with the bat. But he's like,
no. So
yeah.
Mike would swing the bat for him.
I would swing the bat for
They
him.
would just make it like so. Mike is up there at bat, like swinging Alex's arms.
Yeah.
Aw, that's nice. Though.
But my brother's very much like, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
He's like Frankie. He's like Frankie in that way,
Yeah,
where it's
he's
like
a
you just
little-
can't be bothered.
Frankie is the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's a little bit stubborn, but at the same time, I had Alex reading a whole book with me, and then Mike's like, wait, but I made you pizza. And I'm like, Mike, we're reading a book.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I wanted Alex's attention. So he...
Well, my mom is always like, don't make him do that. Don't make him do this. Don't make him do that. But,
liked
you know.
it.
Yeah. But one time I tried to make him read a book, and because he was reading the Foot Book by Dr. Seuss. We're on vacation. And I, like, tried to, like, read the Foot Book to him, and he, like, got insulted and, like, closed the book and pushed me away. He was like, go away. Because I think he sort of... Yeah, I think so. And I think he kind of has an awareness that I think he knows he's different. And he doesn't like to be like reminded of it, maybe. You know,
Well,
like but like you said, if you patronize him, he kind of gets a little, touchy.
I have read books about autism, and then a lot of them are from the perspective of the person with autism, and they do say that they understand that they have like that brain.
How do they know that
balance.
though? Yeah.
Because like they have like impulses, like they have all of a sudden an impulse to run, and it's like they don't even have control over their legs. They're just like running, and they don't even realize. Like they know that they're running, but they didn't, excuse me, send that signal to their legs to run. It just happens.
Oh.
So they say that they are aware that like there is this disconnect.
Okay.
So.
I always wonder, like,
now, and I wonder why.
Yeah, I guess. Or why is this happening? In the moment.
And why can't I control my behavior
exactly.
under these circumstances?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder like how he experiences life and what it's like for him, and if he's cognizant of what's going on and what it's like for him. And I guess I'll never know.
You could ask. You never know.
Well,
Yeah,
so let's
maybe-
so Maria, ask
Well, he's
a little
pretty.
bit about communication.
Okay.
When he was younger.
When
well,
he
what
was
did you want to
younger.
say? Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. I'm getting the dogs out.
When he was younger, how did he communicate, and then like maybe how it evolved his communication skills?
So
you're the
when he
oldest,
was
right?
younger, so he was diagnosed when he was 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then he didn't talk at all. And then when he was, I forget how old, but when he was maybe 9 or 10, he was able to say words. He had like this chart with Velcro, stuff on it. Yeah, and he would. So
you
now,
have like symbols or like pictures all over your house.
yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. And there was a kid on his baseball team. This kid Eric, who talked like a lot.
Okay.
Eric would like make full sentences and stuff.
Yeah.
And Eric's mom was like, "Oh, when Eric was younger, he was like Alex."
Oh.
So I always thought that Alex would grow up and be sort of like Eric, like verbal and answering questions, but it didn't happen.
Well, so Alex does answer questions, though. So do you mean, like, was this kid reporting on a topic?
Yeah, this kid
and,
was like
commenting.
You could sort of have a conversation
Right.
with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess there are varying degrees of autistic. But,
Right, and communication. So like Mike said, like he could speak at the sentence level when he is prompted, but it's like harder for him to like really like engage in spontaneous.
Like initiate.
Yeah.
Like, will he come up to you and ask you a question?
Yeah, but he'll approach you like you want something, and then you have to like coax it out of him. Like he won't just say I want this. I think 'cause he's afraid of being told no. So he'll be like, what do you want? And he'll be like, what do you want? And you're like, talk. And he's like, talk. And you're like, tell me. He's like, tell me. And and then you have to like coach him through. Be like, do you want to go outside? Do you want something to eat? Do you want
How long do you
want to
give
get
him
dressed?
To respond between each question.
He answers pretty quickly.
Okay, so like
So he
if
answers
you
right
said,
away.
Do you want to go outside? How would he tell you no?
He would just say no.
He would say no right away.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like no latency in response.
Yeah.
And then what also do you ask him a lot when you see he's uncomfortable? What do you ask him?
What's life?
Oh yeah, that
What's
too.
life?
But no, yeah, but what does he say with that?
Well, my grandpa taught him this. When you ask him what's life, he goes, a bitch.
That's great.
Yeah.
But no, I meant like, but that is funny, right? Mike will always ask Alex if he wants him to leave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so what will happen?
I'll be like, do you want me to go away? And he'll be like, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Or he'll say, go away.
Or he'll say, go away.
Aww.
Yeah, he likes, because he likes his own time and space.
He likes his own, yeah.
So, like, and
Okay.
he can, like, advocate for himself, and, like, and he's also, like, aware when he is, like, uncomfortable and doesn't feel like being there.
Wow.
But, yeah, so he started talking at,
Yeah, I was like, I want to go back to the timeline.
Yeah, I want to say around 10.
But what do you remember? Do you remember him speaking at all as, like, a little baby?
In fact, yes, I do. I remember him being a baby and saying mom and dad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And not thinking there was anything wrong with him. And then when he was 2, my mom was like, he has autism. And I was like, what's that? And she had to, like, explain. But I didn't understand what it was because in my, in my experience, he was, like, a pretty normal kid.
Because you
like
were
just
4, too, right? You were
yeah.
young.
Or I was
No,
probably
he
like
was
6
6.
because
Oh,
he's
you were
4 years
6.
younger than
Steve
me.
is
Yeah.
between.
Oh, right.
And then we have
Still.
Andrea after. We can talk about her.
Is the
after.
baby, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a video of me like making him laugh when he's like a baby.
How
I
are
was
you
like-
making him laugh?
I was like doing a character, I think,
Uh-huh.
or I was like doing some funny voice,
Right.
and he's like cracking up. He's like a little baby on his crawling, like cracking up.
Oh, really? And
Yeah,
your
I wish I
mom
could
was
find
like,
that video.
Go make Alex laugh.
Yeah,
And then you went over. So it must be something that you like did all the time when you were little.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was just doing like a funny voice or
Right,
something.
yeah.
Do you remember that voice? Can you
No, I
entertain
don't.
us with that? No? All right.
But I remember in that video, I have a lollipop in my mouth and it falls on the floor, and I pick it up and put it back in.
Gross.
Yeah.
I used to run it underwater, and I used to like that too. And then I'm like, oh, now I
Yeah.
like to dip my pot
That's kinda
lollipop
cool.
in
Yeah.
water.
In water.
Me too, actually. It like breaks up the sweetness.
Yeah.
It's like that was that's like what
Like
we
with
do
the
now,
wine?
and cheese.
Yeah.
Was that was foreshadowing for the both of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were gonna like cheese and wine because we like dipping our lollipops in water.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then you but then you notice a regression in his speech.
Yeah, I mean that was when he was diagnosed, and my mom was like, your brother has autism.
Yeah.
And but I didn't think I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't think it was as serious as it was.
Do you? I mean, like, I don't want to go making you talk about anything that's hard or anything. Is it fine?
No.
We can edit.
No, yeah.
But so, like, when do you remember it being hard?
Well, he was like really cute when he was younger.
Yeah.
You know? He was like, and there's
The
pictures of him.
Racines are good-looking kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only seen 1 out of the 4. So.
Yeah, and he's not so bad.
Oh.
Well, I'm the best looking in my family.
I agree with you or deny. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are very handsome.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So are you.
Should
You're-
I just leave
you're
it
handsome.
now? Do you want to put that sock on that door?
No.
Okay.
It's
I'm
okay.
like, okay.
So yeah, when do you remember like it not being? When did you like become aware? Do you think, or when did it seem like it's not okay?
Well, I guess when he was like 2, he started going to therapy, and it was sort of clear that he wasn't going to communicate like the other kids. And then, but he was like a cute, affectionate kid. And then I guess, I forget exactly when, but maybe when I was in high school, it started to get kind of hard. He would have tantrums and stuff like that. He was a real picky eater, and if you told him no, he would kind of like flip out because he doesn't understand why. Because imagine someone telling you can't do something. It's like really frustrating.
And it's
So,
right
like-
there in front of you. So it's like, well, why not? It's there
Yeah.
and I want it. So what's the problem?
Yeah, right. And I even like I went home recently, and my sister was like, there's pizza in that Dutch oven over there. There's like pizza like hidden in on top of the Dutch oven, like it was some secret stash, because he
so
yeah.
he doesn't grab it.
so he doesn't eat the whole pie because he'll eat like a whole,
Yeah, because now overeating is a little bit of an issue that's hard to like work on. Yeah. So, but that's when you kind of became aware that he'd be different. But like, do you remember like? Was it hard to do daily things in life? How did it impact your family?
I don't know. It was always like normal to me, so I don't know. I don't have anything to like compare it to.
Right. Yeah.
All I
True.
know is like I would see on TV, you know, families going out to dinner and stuff like that. We never did anything like together except go to church on like Christmas and Easter.
How was he on?
Yeah, how was he at church?
He was okay, but he would make noises obviously, and there would always be someone who would like turn around and like or like
Did
get
you
upset.
make mean faces at them?
No, but it would like bother me.
But you didn't make it. Oh yeah, I probably would have looked at them and like.
That is a common thing I see a lot of like parents post on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh, like don't people know like kids have autism and they're gonna make these noises and they can't control it." So that's I've heard that before too.
It is like a balance. I mean, you want to acclimate him as well as you can. You know, like I took him to Wawa when I was home, and I had him say hello and thank you to the cashier. You know,
that's good.
Yeah,
you're working on his social skills.
Yeah, and it's
Mike
like if
is
you can
constant speech therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think if you can quiet him down, then you should. You know, like you shouldn't just let him yell or whatever.
Right.
But also, sometimes you just can't control it. Like he's gonna make noise, he doesn't understand, and you know, this is a house of God, so why don't you show some compassion like Jesus did?
Okay.
You fucking mean whore.
That's right. That's
Exactly.
right. Exactly.
Just like biblical times.
Yeah.
Right.
So, what are some coping strategies?
There's a Bible
that you
story
use?
about there was an autistic kid in church, and they wanted to kick him out, and Jesus said no.
Oh.
Let him stay.
What's the number? How do you describe Bible verses?
Oh, it's like the chapter and the paragraph or something. Like John,
Yeah, so which book is that in?
I don't know. Yeah, probably
Obviously, Mike.
Yeah, Mike's book of...
the Book of Rain Man.
The book of what?
Rain Man.
Oh.
So what are some coping strategies that you use to calm your brother down when he's having... Because you described him. He's 26 years old.
Yeah.
He's 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
He probably weighs how much do you think? Like, just to give an idea. Like, he's a big...
I would guess anywhere between like 300 and 600 pounds. He's a big guy.
You're not laughing at your brother, I'm just laughing at that. Obviously, that range.
Mike's
I'm a comedian.
He did it on purpose. Yeah,
I know. I'm like, I fell for that one. Deb's like, come on, and I'm just giggling away.
No, it's good.
Yeah. No, but it is tough. It's tough to know what to do when that happens. You know.
Right, but what do? You have strategies that you use.
Well, you just kind of let him go. I guess you let him scream. I mean, sometimes he just you can't, because you can't yell at him. You can't like taser him as much as I would like to. You know.
Right.
But yeah, there should be some kind of like. I mean, there should be. I'm gonna pitch an invention to Shark Tank and be like,
"Oh no,
is your autistic brother slamming his head into his hands and screaming, and the neighbors called the cops? Well, they're handcuffs. No, you can't. I don't know, like." And I worry about my mother too, because she just turned 64, and my dad is 65. So,
God bless them.
Right.
Yeah,
They're
but
very
you never
physically
know.
fit, healthy people, though.
Right,
They
you just
live a
never
long
know.
time
Like
with family.
sometimes he gets physical, you
Right.
know. So I worry about them a little bit.
So he's still living with them, right? He's not like in a group home.
He's living with them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was telling a coworker one time that that my brother kind of flipped out, and my coworker was like, I would whip his ass.
No.
And he's like, yeah, he's like, autistic or not autistic, that's your mom. And I'm like, yeah.
So my cousin Jackie, growing up, she's was intellectually impaired and has cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
And she was in a family of 3 other kids, so 4, just like Mike. And like, if she pulled Bethy's hair, Bethy went right back and pulled her hair. Like, she was just a regular kid in the family. So there was no, like, I'm in trouble, but you're not, because there's something wrong with you.
Right.
Like, there's nothing wrong with anyone. Like, you are how you are, and, like, we got 1 or 2 rules here.
Right. Yeah.
That you have to follow.
I think that's like really important for parents to have like the same. I mean, in some sense you can, and then in other sense you can have the same expectations, or you know, if you know that they can do this, then you know you should rise to your expectations.
Yeah.
Rise to meet them. But
what I wanted
did your parents have different expectations?
Oh.
Like if he flipped out, let's say, like how would your parents like handle that, or you know, were there like repercussions? Like, would he get
yeah,
time
but what do you really
out,
do? No, I mean, there's not, because I don't think he understands like punishment. You know, he just gets it. He's mad. So, I think sometimes my mom would maybe like, because her thing is just like get him off me when he's
right.
Yeah, but.
No, but what I wanted to bring you to before was like, so what you do to calm him down, you often will hold his hand and count.
Oh yeah, sometimes.
That's like so. What kind of? That's like a strategy. That's like a pull-out strategy. That's like we see this.
It's been a while since I've been home, and he's done that.
Right. But, yeah. So what would you do? So like, let's say like you have a situation, and like so advice that you could give is like you kind of just hold his hand, and Alex has good eye contact. Mm-hmm. He looks at you right in his eyes. So like, not everybody has the eye contact issue. True. So Mike will like be looking at him in his eyes and holding his hands and just being like, we're gonna count, and just like they count together, and then he counts with him, and then he like calms down. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that, and then also kind of just like pulling him out of the situation,
like going for a walk, like you mentioned before, going for a walk.
Yeah, that helps. He doesn't like to walk as much as he used to, and also like I would take him for walks when I was in high school when he was younger, and he didn't like a break from his routine. So we'd walk from one end of the park to the other one. Then my mom would pick us up. But sometimes I would have him like turn. I would ask him to turn back.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, and you try to explain to him like it's the same distance, but he's like. He would just like lose his shit. One time there was like water on the trail, so he couldn't walk, and it was flooded, and he was like so mad.
The routine, yeah. So it's like hard to be flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else did I? But Alex is. So he's got a lot of skills, Alex. Okay. So Alex I wanted to talk about the Christmas lasagna. Mike is whereas I am very bad with a palate and stuff, I still know Mike's food's very good because even though I like it, everybody else likes it too.
That's a good indicator.
Yes. So Mike
I gotta try it.
Is an excellent chef. He cooks everything like from scratch, homemade, and he makes lasagna for Christmas. So Mike's lasagna endeavor is always
like so proud of his
like
lasagna
a major thing because it's like a big thing. He makes. Then all of a sudden it was like we had to make a vegetarian and a meat lasagna because all of a sudden.
Oh, my mom was like, "We don't eat meat on Christmas Eve," and I'm like, "Yeah, we do."
Yeah,
it's like a weird traditional thing.
There's 7 fish, right?
Yeah, but Christmas for us is usually like pierogies, lasagna, and ham.
Because he's Polish too.
Or Polish too.
Love pierogies. We need some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one year,
homemade pasta on Christmas is a good tradition, especially when you can get people, you get the family together making it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, but it's hard for us. Like, I'm not going to give it up. It's like what we do now. But it's like right before Christmas, it's like, do we have a lasagna tray? And then it's like, we have to make all the noodles. Should we make them before we go to Jersey? Should we make them in Jersey? Should we like make the sauce in Brooklyn and then bring the sauce to Jersey? When are we going to go to Jersey? Who else is using the oven? Where are we going to eat it? So it's just like a big ordeal too.
Well, next year I'll buy a tray. They're like $20. So I'll just buy another tray.
Well, because we used the aluminum one this year, it was no good. Mike made pasta from scratch, and then we used an aluminum tray, and it didn't
really cook the noodle. Like it just didn't cook. Yeah. Like when you use like a Pyrex dish, you can see it like bubbling in the oven, and this was just like it was no good.
Yeah, so
kind of like my London broil today, but you win some, you lose some.
I thought the London broil was very good, and it was moist. But then
it was overcooked.
Okay, fine, whatever. It was good.
Okay.
I ate it. I liked it. So Mike was making the Christmas lasagna, and so Alex has like a couple jobs around the house that he likes to do. He likes to refill the water jug in the refrigerator. He likes to do the laundry.
Oh, nice.
And he likes to turn off the
oven.
Okay.
He'll turn off the timer. Yeah.
So Mike is making the lasagna.
Not really a job there until the timer's finished, I could see.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But so Mike's making the lasagna, but he's like, back and forth because it's like maybe 10 minutes more, maybe 5 minutes more. Right. So like the first alarm goes off, and then Alex is there walking by, and he's like, "Oh, off," because like that's his job. It's on, it's off now. Right. So he turns off the timer, and I guess that also turned off the oven.
Yeah. So I just had no idea how long my lasagna had been cooking.
So he's on the ground. He's like on all fours. He's got the light on in the oven. He's like looking at the lasagna. He doesn't want to open it and let the heat out, but he's like staring through the window.
And Mike, and for you, this is just typical. Like, all right, I just gotta, inspect this lasagna. Like,
yeah, something always goes
whatevs,
wrong at some point.
No big deal.
I
Yeah.
have a video of him and his brother Steve both on their hands and knees looking in the window.
Just looking at the lasagna, yeah.
After this
I have
episode.
it somewhere. Yeah, I don't know.
But that veg lasagna I made was in theory it was good because I used spinach and mushrooms and something else. I think not artichokes. Well, I forget what it was. It was spinach, mushroom, zucchini. Yeah, it was zucchini.
Yeah, you're right.
And I cooked it all, chopped it all up, and used that as a layer. But it wasn't. I guess it wasn't seasoned quite enough.
It was a little
I
bland.
thought it was great.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you think everything's great. Yeah. You should come over for dinner.
I'm excited. I
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah, well, definitely you can. So we're at 31 minutes. So this is a pretty. We filled our time.
Yeah. Anything else you would like to end with? Since you're our guest.
What do you want to plug here, Mike?
I have a podcast too. It's called The Sit Down. It's about organized crime. We talk about all things organized crime related.
I gotta check
just
that
comedians. Yeah, it's fun to do.
Should we have like a crossover episode, or we don't have enough mics for that?
There are enough mics for that, but I don't.
We're
know
gonna
if
make this room. We're gonna after our roommate.
Fun. We could be fun.
When
Maybe
our
we'll
roommate
have to mention the word SLP anywhere in there.
Exactly. I'm fine.
When our roommate moves out, we're gonna make that room a podcast studio.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So then that's great.
Yeah.
Can we put desks in the middle, like a desk in the middle, and then a microphone, like two mics?
Yeah.
So we're facing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea. Or
Yeah.
like maybe this table in the middle, and then just a chair.
We'll get a
each
table
side.
in the middle, and then we'll get mics, and
Yeah.
and then people can rent the space.
Oh,
That's a great idea. When did you get that idea?
I think it was Andy's idea.
Oh, but
But
when he moves out?
yeah, so we'll buy all the equipment, and then when people want to do their show, they can pay us monthly or weekly, and we can use that as like an Airbnb.
Oh, that's a great idea, Michael.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
then good. Well, we
With
have
that.
the foam from thanks to that.
Yes.
We got
Free
the
care
foam.
SLP,
Yeah, we can't
thank
not
you.
do it.
Yeah. I think it did make a difference.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so that's been SLP's Wine and Cheese. I'm Deb.
I'm Maria.
And who are you?
Michael Recine.
And yeah, that's our podcast.
Thanks for tuning in. Good night.
Ciao.
Ciao.